everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. We are continuing on in the second case of the game, the Imprisoned Turnabout. Alright. It appears you've gathered a good hand. I'm glad you understand. Oh. My argument isn't over yet. Objection overruled. Oh, she knocked him down. Hey now, that's a little harsh. Sebastian, would you allow me the privilege of explaining? Sure, Justine. Do you finally realize? The murder occurred in the detention center. Therefore, that assassin's pet dog. Oh. My opinion has not changed. Unless I can understand how the dog was able to enter and leave the crime scene. I'm afraid I cannot accept your logic, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I've been waiting for you to say that. Now, let me show you. This evidence shows the route the dog used to go between the detention center and prison. Okay. That's the tunnel? Or someone shows the route? I don't see any other evidence of the tunnel. Right? I'm guessing this. This photo. It shows a secret tunnel hidden in the prison. That's impossible! A secret tunnel? This tunnel was dug by the escaped prisoner J. Elbert. It begins in his prison cell, and it's connected to a holding cell in the detention center. I mean, that's just bad luck that Knightley was in that specific cell then. Yikes. Namely, the victim's cell. I'm shocked. How did this... he's quiet. Dogan, you must have known of this, since you used this tunnel to commit murder. Oh, she recovered quickly. In the name of the goddess of law, I hereby reject Prosecutor Edgeworth's claim. Hold it! What? What do you mean? Evidence is everything. That remains true here. Just as in the courtroom. Isn't that right? I have evidence here. Horace Knightley's autopsy report. Uh-oh. Autopsy report? Since when? Oh, he didn't know. Why are you surprised? This was delivered straight from the police a short while ago. It's not complete yet, more of a preliminary report. Here, the very word of the goddess of law is written. Cause of death, stab wound to the neck, died instantly. Murder weapon, sharp metal object. So it can't be the dog. The victim was stabbed multiple times in the same spot with a sharp object. Although they were unable to determine the actual shape of the murder weapon, they have clear proof that it was a sharp metal object. So, do you still stand by your claim that a dog used a sharp object to kill the victim? This can't be! Damn. That is all. The court is adjourned. But wait! The tunnel contains the dog's footprints. You're just gonna ignore it? Oh, he's speaking now. Okay. Perhaps it may have been one of Anubis's walking courses. I can never tell what Anubis gets up to outside my cell. Something feels unnatural about all this, but I have no evidence. Courtney Pie, you sure pulled out a hidden gem at the very last moment. She almost pulled on Edgeworth with the whole autopsy report thing. Edgeworth's like, ugh, so this is what it feels like. Ah, it was karma. Haha, karma. She waited for the perfect time to reveal the autopsy report. Have I let her outwit me again? Appointed Attorney Shields. Here's the autopsy report from earlier. I apologize for the delay. No, it's alright. Thank you. I gladly accept it. Mr. Shields, I don't believe it's necessary to hold hands while exchanging documents. Oh, Ray. I'd advise you to stop before I hit you with my gavel. Huh? Persist any longer, and I shall call on the strength of the goddess of law. I'll be careful. Justine, well done. Just as I planned. I only acted in accordance to your instructions. Aha. You didn't even know about the frickin' autopsy report. The autopsy report came straight from the police. I can't refute it. However, if the murder weapon wasn't the dog, Dogen will be cleared of suspicion. The merciful goddess of law so decrees. If you choose to yield now, your badge will not be taken.
What will you do, sir? She says that, but...
My answer remains the same. Judge Courtney, it is as I said before. I will see my job through. I will not yield to threats. So even now, you still refuse to give up. If you want to keep your badge, this may be your last chance. Right now, I am a defense attorney's assistant. What I protect is not my badge, but my client. Yeah! Phoenix would be so proud, and so would your daddy. The goddess of law grows weary of your sentiment. Oh, hold it! Now we're talking. Miles is starting to understand that a defense attorney never gives up. Actually, those were the words of your old man. My father. He really is in your blood. You're the spitting image of him right now. You said it yourself. You've changed since you were tainted by Von Karma. It's only now that I've actually come to believe it. Aww. Mr. Shields. Well then, Miles. Now's the time to put those skills to the test. Think beyond your limits. If the murder weapon was a sharp object, does that really negate your reasoning? The murder weapon was a sharp object. That's it.
Aha!
There were 5 chisels placed inside this special cell. Dogen is a former assassin. It's quite possible he could kill someone with just a chisel. In that case, the weapon that killed Horace Knightley was... Is that all? Well then, I suppose you'll be giving up... Oh. Evidence is everything, didn't you say? The murder weapon was a sharp metal object. However, such a weapon has yet to be found. What? So what are you trying to say? The only decisive evidence is the actual murder weapon itself. And that was in plain sight this whole time. The real murder weapon is... Dogen's chisel. Yeah. What did you say? Take responsibility for your own statements. The scene of the crime was Mr. Knightley's cell. You said so yourself. If the evidence changes, then so will my logic. That too is courtroom procedure, is it not? If the chisel was used, that means the killer was human. However, the fact remains that we cannot deny the security photo. Yeah, what about that photo? I'll give you the answer. This photo shows the moment.
The dog leapt at the victim.
Dogen's dog leapt at Knightley. However, the victim did not die at that time. Didn't die? He was only knocked unconscious. The dog didn't move a dead body. It moved the unconscious Knightley. And the real killer was its owner. I see. If the victim was moved, it would have been possible for Dogen to commit the murder.
And use the murder weapon.
Indeed, the killer is Sir Han Dogen. It can only be you. I bet your teacher used to write on your report card, needs to pay more attention on what others say.
Oh, you're pulling wasn't it? Who was it who had this back and forth? I feel like Mia said that to the judge. And I feel like Phoenix said that to someone. Y'all are just copying the past.
You would think that describes you more. We examined that room, every crook and granny.
Right, Justine? Oh my god. Every crook and granny? Wow. Sir, you cannot copy and ruin Edgeworth's catchphrase.
We examined all 4 of Mr. Dogen's chisels.
4, you say?
And found no traces of blood. Thank you, Judge Courtney. Thanks to you, I am now certain. Thanks to me? Whatever do you mean? When I came here earlier, I saw 5 chisels.
That's right, there were definitely 5 there before.
So the one that disappeared was the smallest one. Presumably for portable use. Dogen, where is that chisel? I'm not free to leave this place. I've no need of a portable chisel. Not free to leave? In that case, he mustn't have been free to hide the deadly chisel either. Huh. Dogen, you just dug your own grave.
It seems you know something.
Would you care to show it? Dogen couldn't leave, so the place he hid the chisel is
inside still.
Dogen is a prisoner, so he can't leave his cell freely. Perhaps he could have sent his dog out to dispose of it, but he would not have been able to confirm the weapon's location. So, what does that leave? Above all else, special metal tools are allowed in this cell. Even if one chisel were to appear here, no one would suspect a thing. You'd be a fool not to take advantage of that. I see, of course, it's always safest if you do something yourself. But I examined everything. I didn't find any hiding places in his cell. I am certain that the murder weapon is here. The reason you haven't found it is because it was cleverly hidden.
Hold it. Oh.
You say I hid it. Where exactly? Think, where could he have hidden it? I have to remember everything up to this point. There must be some clue.
Now this is pretty tricky. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that they're like going back through everything.
Does this mean what I think it means?
Let's get going, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mm-hmm.
Come to think of it, that dog hasn't barked at me once today.
That's very observant of you, Edgeworth.
Previously, when I came to the special cell, he barked on Dogen's command. That's it! That's what's been out of place. There's just one place he could have hidden the murder weapon. Giving up already. How dull, how dull.
Hold it!
I will present evidence. This piece of evidence shows where you concealed the murder weapon.
I mean, I guess it is evidence, huh? Ah, you've been quiet, eh? Look, it even says barks at me a lot.
Take that!
Hasn't your dog been awfully quiet today?
Now that you mention it, it hasn't barked at all. Before, it was...
Sir Han Dogen, open that dog's mouth now.
Wow, she figured it out that quickly.
Anubis doesn't bark needlessly. I ordered him to do that before.
It is technically opening its mouth in order to lick him, but whatever.
In that case, order it to bark now. Naturally, you should be able to, if you have nothing to hide.
Uh-huh.
It was inevitable. Anubis, show them your mouth.
Uh-huh.
As you can see, a dog of this size can easily conceal... Oh, okay. What? Why, Chisel? Dog really had one in its mouth. I thought he was unusually quiet. Was he unable to follow the discussion?
Yep.
Sebastian, could you call the forensics department? Urgently, please. I got it. A reaction. This chisel tests positive for blood. What? I guess that proves my theory wasn't just nonsense. Would this chisel be the murder weapon then? It reacted positively for blood. There is no doubt about that.
Alright.
Mr. Sir Han Dogen, now that the murder weapon has been found, I must ask you for your testimony. We know how your dog got to the detention center, and we found the murder weapon. Do you still think you can talk your way out of this? Interesting.
This guy, even at a time like this, he's still smiling.
Well, Anubis, it seems everyone has become suspicious of you. It's quite troubling, but since it has come to this, we have no choice but to tell the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've long since grown weary of killing. What's this? His face looks completely composed. It seems we'll need to listen to Mr. Dogen's explanation. Please promptly give your testimony. Certainly.
Alright, Mr. Creepy.
First of all, I would like you to explain my motive. I do not know anyone by the name of Knightley. We share no connection. So I wouldn't think some motive for murder would just appear out of nowhere. Or are you insinuating my Anubis had a motive? He only bares his fangs at others at my command.
Honestly, the dog shouldn't even be allowed to roam free.
I do not hunger for blood so much as to kill a man I do not even know.
Coming from an assassin, it sure is persuasive.
An assassin who only kills acquaintances. I doubt that would be profitable. I may kill strangers in my line of work, but I never make it personal.
Is there evidence that shows a connection between Knightley and Dogan?
Yeah, we know.
We should thoroughly review the evidence once more.
I mean, we know that they were playing chess, correspondence chess. But other than that, we still don't really see the motive. You know, like, why did he suddenly decide to kill this person unless someone hired him to do it, right? Alright. Now, how am I gonna do this? Explain my motive. Let's press.
You cannot kill without a motive. Hardly what I'd expect an assassin to say. I don't spill blood needlessly. It may be required for my job, but not in my personal affairs. They're a little different, isn't that right, Anubis?
Knightley. Is it here?
You didn't know Knightley. It's not like you to say something like that. You overestimate me considerably. Did you have such a hard time arresting me in the past?
We've already looked into it. You are the prison's supplier. Naturally, you would have known about the other prisoners.
Hearing one thing and knowing 10 is just an ideal. It's true, I do hear things. However, that doesn't mean that I know everything. I've never heard of anyone named Knightley.
Okay. So one thinks a murder would appear out of nowhere. Motive.
You are an assassin. You do not require a motive to kill.
Hey, Anubis, what do you think of this man? Is he an idiot, a fool, or possibly even a genius?
You can drop the act. Answer the question.
But first, consider this. Who am I? Before your eyes, you see the man you arrested yourself. The assassin, Sirhan Dogan. For those I have needlessly killed, I chant a prayer.
Oh, that was abrupt. Okay. Anubis had a motive. I don't know, it's a weird statement.
The dog probably did not have a motive. However, it has been trained to kill.
Anubis, how could this man say such a thing? You poor thing. There.
The dog isn't you. He could have mistaken his target.
In that case, wouldn't police dogs be equally untrustworthy? If you still mean to suspect Anubis, then you'll have to show me this evidence you're so fond of.
Ugh. I don't have that kind of evidence.
Okay, I'm not seeing any bears.
Did the dog kill him or did Dogan? If Dogan did not have the motive to kill, then he could not have murdered Knightley. First, I should show proof of some connection between Dogan and Knightley.
Okay, so the only one I can think of is this one. Share no connection. Alright. Correspondence chest? This one.
Objection!
There we go. It was very simple, but I just want to see what else they had to say.
You've lost your touch, Sir Han Dogan. If you had your dog clean up after you, you should have disposed of this too. This is a record of a correspondence chess game found in the victim's cell. This record and the chessboard in your cell both clearly depict the same game.
Oh, that's a different face for him.
What? I've heard that the number of possible chess positions is around 10 to the 120th power.
Damn. 10 times 10, 120 times, 100,000. Is that even a real number?
Indeed, there's absolutely no way these two could have coincided by chance. Tell us your reason for killing Knightley. Unless you intend to explain this as a coincidence. Well, don't they say that the truth is stranger than fiction? It is as you said, this is merely a coincidence.
But there's no way that could have happened.
My correspondence chess opponent was the victim in this incident. What a horrible coincidence. Aren't you shocked too, Anubis? Looks like I'll have to tell them the truth, Anubis, my boy. The animal show, or something. That was when everyone left. Anubis brought the body to my cell.
Oh.
He had already been stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon. I did not wish to be suspected, so I had Anubis carry the body to the workroom.
Why would he bring him to begin with?
After that, he pulled out the murder weapon and returned to me. So you're saying the one who pulled the murder weapon out was Anubis? That's right. If I pulled out the murder weapon here, the blood would have been a problem.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't that what that saw it guy said? Okay, large black dog. Biting into the neck of the victim.
What did you say?
Truly Heller scene. The dog killed him. Okay.
I see. So that means saw it witnessed the moment the murder weapon was pulled out. Oh yes, that prisoner's testimony. It surprised me when I first heard it. It's not often that Anubis makes a blunder like that, right, boy? Now, I believe that explains my actions. I did not kill him. All I did was remove the murder weapon. Now, will that be all? Anubis is getting tired.
You just expect us to just believe you?
Objection!
Oh, I forgot how deep your voice is. It's a really cool voice, but it's like, doesn't really suit him perfectly. It's always funny.
Whoa there, just a moment, Mr. Dogan. Mr. Shields, isn't there one thing you haven't explained? Why would you need to pull out the murder weapon in the first place? That's right. I understand why he'd move the body to draw suspicion away from him, but he didn't need to retrieve the murder weapon. I thought him just a fool, but how quickly his scent has changed.
Yeah, he got really serious.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Dogan? It was because of this bell. The bell attached to the murder weapon, and the bell on my dog's neck.
Uh-huh.
They share a distinctive shape, wouldn't you say? The assassin Sirhan Dogan's trademark.
An assassin's trademark?
The blind assassin, Sirhan Dogan. He always appears at the sound of a bell. The sound of a bell ringing in the dark of night is said to be the last thing his target hears.
Pretty creepy. Also kind of inconvenient, isn't it? People are gonna know and hear you coming, so...
You remember well. It has been a while since you last saw my bells after all. When I prosecuted you in court, I confiscated a knife with the bell attached to it. Yes, my bells. There are only 2 in the world. Only 2? They're custom made, attached to my knife and Anubis's collar. Even though I can only rely on my ears, I can easily identify them. Alas, one has been confiscated and is not in my possession. When Anubis brought the body here, I heard a familiar sound. I thought my knife must have been embedded in the body. So imagine my confusion when I found out that it was merely a chisel with my bell attached. Indeed, your knife is nothing like this chisel. Either way, those bells are my trademark. Moreover, I'm the only one in this prison who uses chisels. With all this, I knew I would be falsely suspected. So I removed the murder weapon and hid it.
Hold it!
So you're claiming that you only moved the body? Didn't I tell you that chisel isn't mine? If you think I'm lying, go ahead and check for my fingerprints. Sebastian. Me? But how do I check for... forensics? Yes, ma'am. Reaction? We have fingerprints. They're Knightley's, Justine. What about Dogan's? Nope, just Knightley's. And there's no evidence of prints being wiped either. Only Knightley's fingerprints. It can't be. Should we re-examine it? See now. I never even touched that chisel. Because I ordered Anubis to carry it in his mouth. In other words, the fingerprints belong to the chisel's original owner.
Not like he has gloves on hand either, so...
The murder weapon's owner was the victim? This is perplexing. At any rate, I did not touch the murder weapon. In other words, the killer could not have been me. Isn't that right? I have nothing to refute that. How could this... Is he really not the killer? Could Dogan's testimony actually be true? This can't be!
It seems this is sufficient enough not to warrant any further explanation. As it stands, you have not changed the state of this case.
The frick.
I believe this is more than enough reason for us to relieve you of your badge.
Wow.
To save any needless fuss, I'd suggest you hand over your badge now.
This is bad, sir. They sound serious.
It's regrettable, but with those prints as decisive evidence, I'll have to rethink my logic from step 1.
But there are still many unexplained things. Why would Mr. Knightley be carrying a chisel?
It could be used for many things, perhaps even prison escapes.
Well then, how did he carry it into the prison?
I mean, the prisoners aren't even allowed cutlery, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Hmm?
Even if your reasoning is off at first, you shouldn't let that confuse you. The most important thing is to arrive at the truth. Isn't that right?
Aw, thanks, Kay.
It doesn't matter how you get there. The end result is to save Simon. We have to do everything we can for his sake.
Well said, Kay. Oh. Nice one, Kay. I really want to scout you for the law firm now. Remember when Uncle Ray said a defense attorney never gives up? Miles, do you understand the true meaning behind those words? The true meaning of those words. Defense attorneys carry the fate of the client on their shoulders. You are the only person your client can rely on. Just like with Mr. Keyes, we're the only ones who can save him now. We are linked by fate to our clients. That is why we must never give up. Alright, I was hoping to get to a to be continued, but I have to end this episode here. It's been going on too long. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!